In the beginning, there was emptiness, and from that emptiness, something arose. Not a horned demon, not a clown with a knife, just a simple, snow-white, faceless humanoid with black button eyes. They called it Guest, and for years, this default avatar was a source of genuine, primal terror for an entire generation of players. This is the story of how a technical feature gave birth to a legend, and how a community created genuine digital folklore. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Technical Grain: why Guest existed. It all started with a simple feature. In the early years of Roblox, if you joined a game without an account, the system gave you a temporary avatar, that same white guest. It was a symbol of anonymity, a temporary character in a world of regular players. But therein lay its genius, its unintentional creepiness. Its emptiness was a blank canvas for our fear. The absence of a face, no eyes, no mouth, no personality. The brain despises such things. It tries to complete the image, but fails, creating a feeling of wrongness, the uncanny valley effect. Anonymity: it was nobody, and nobody in the context of horror is always worse than someone. It could be anything: a ghost, a bot, a glitch in the game's matrix. Outcast status: in a community where everyone had a name and a style, the guest was a perpetual outcast, an outcast by nature. Birth of the legend: the games that created the myth. The developers quickly realized that this built-in image was a ready-made tool for horror. They didn't need complex models. They used what already frightened players on a subconscious level. Iconic horror games like the Asylum, Dead Silence, and the more recent The Maze featured the guest as the main antagonist. She stalked you silently through corridors, suddenly appearing behind you, her static mask embodying an impassive, mechanical menace. Fear generation: she was often given mechanics that heightened anxiety, teleportation, ignoring walls, and suddenly disappearing. She broke the rules of the game world while remaining part of it. The worst nightmare is when the reality itself, the platform, turns against you. Community folklore: from game resource to digital ghost. Here, the story expanded beyond the games. The community began to create a legend. Rumors and campfire stories. Forums and chats were filled with stories. The guest is the ghost of a banned player. It's a glitch in Roblox's AI that has become self-aware. He could infect your account. It appears in any game, even non-horror games, if you play at night. Creepypasta aesthetics: the guest became Roblox's equivalent of Slenderman. Fans wrote stories and created art where he was no longer just an avatar, but a supernatural being. Fear of the other: the legend perfectly captured childhood and teenage fears of strangers on the internet, of incomprehensible technology, and of the feeling that someone else was present in your familiar, safe digital home. Legacy and evolution: why do we still remember? The guest feature was disabled many years ago, but its shadow remains. It was the first. Before the advent of complex scripts and graphics, it proved that true horror doesn't require details, but a strong idea and an understanding of player psychology. It's the progenitor. Without the guest, there would have been no Mimic with its avatar copying, or Doors with its atmosphere of the inexplicable. It laid the DNA of Roblox horror, using the platform's own mechanics against the player. Nostalgic horror: for veterans, it's a symbol of an era, of the good old fear. It reminds us of a time when the internet and games felt like a wild, uncharted digital frontier, full of secrets. Conclusion: the guest was more than just code. It was a collective nightmare woven from the limitations of the engine, the skillful improvisation of the developers, and the rich imagination of the community. It proved that the most terrifying monster is not the one in the game, but the one born in your mind when the familiar world reveals its faceless, anonymous underbelly. It's gone, But sometimes, in the deepest silence of an empty server, it seems as if that white silhouette is still out there somewhere, in the platform's oldest files, just waiting for the moment when it will once again become a canvas for our fears.